about to tell y'all something that I've never shared on this channel before. I've never shared this on this channel before. I'm about to say it right now. All right, you guys, welcome back to the Alpha platform. Happy Pride. I like to, begin the video just shouting you guys out, my LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters. Happy Pride. Congratulations for surviving all you've been through. Even if you don't celebrate Pride, you just should be proud of yourself for surviving all the bullshit, all the BS you've been through, all the rejection, the shame. Despite it all, despite what those people are saying, what they say about you, what they said about you, you are still here. So happy Pride. All right. So you know how we gay dudes like to do. We like to, we say that we know how to spot a DL dude, right? And, the topic of DL dudes is very popular on YouTube right now. And there are women coming out trying to give advice about how to spot a DL dude. But are they better at spotting DL dudes than us gay dudes? Because we feel like we're better. So let's get into it. Let's get into this video. It's basically going to be an old lady talking about how to spot a DL dude. Let's see if she's better than us.
All right, number 2. Some say if he's in a fraternity or likes to be around other men all the time. Yeah. Because unfortunately, in some of these fraternities, these big organizations, these men organizations and groups and that kind of thing, and even these camps where young men go to be men, them too. Usually in these settings is when these young men are initiated into that lifestyle. In the fraternity, they'll do it. To be in the fraternity, you got to do this. Because now the fraternity's got something on you, You don't want that known. So you got to do this if you want to be in this club. You understand? And then it's introduced. But see, all of this is demonic. And these men fall.
Right. So she believes that, if a man is part of a fraternity, the initiation into that fraternity requires you to do homosexual acts. And she refers to it as a lifestyle. So I want to, mention that caveat. Off the bat, she's coming off the point of like a religious person, a person that believes that our identity as LGBTQ plus people is a choice. So I'm kind of like knocking her for that, because any gay person will tell you, any queer person will tell you that we didn't choose this. Like, we didn't choose this life chose us, and we were born this way. We just have to rock with it and make the best of it. So she's saying, like, joining boys clubs and fraternities, I've seen that a little bit, but I wouldn't say like that's a definitive marker that a dude is DL. Like, I need a little bit more. Like, how involved in that fraternity is he? Like, how involved is he with the dudes in that fraternity? I refuse to believe that initiation into a fraternity requires one to do homosexual acts, because I almost joined one when I was in college, and I decided not to because it's a waste of my time. I had other more important things to do than to be a part of a social group, a social club. But I'll let her continue.
Into these groups, and I'll tell you why. Peer pressure and pressure to be classified as a high value man. Okay, we'll say that because these men are men who, work in corporate world, banking, these high level, high income men. They came up through the fraternities. Many of them. And I was hearing the other day, it's a funny thing, they were talking about Kappas. They talk like a lot of the Kappa men are down low. But see, I realized that they...
It's funny because you know how all these women want high value men. Essentially, she's kind of like indicating that these high value men are gay and sleeping with other men by her statement. And I refuse to believe that you need to join a fraternity to become a high value man. Some people would consider me high value, but I've never been a part of a fraternity, so like, man, she's playing games. But I'm just, all I can do is laugh, because it's like, man, like, can we live? Like, can I live? That's my new slogan. Like, can I live? Because people be obsessed with LGBTQ plus people. Like, what's with the obsession, bro? Just let us live.
These things are introduced to these men when they are young. Think about it. These college boys go to college to learn, but then they want to join a fraternity, whether their father was in the fraternity, uncles was in the fraternity, or they just want to be a part of this group. And then they have to go through this initiation. And then who's to know if the fraternity just keeps it up after you understand it? They may have these parties where they do things like that. Who knows? But yeah, if your man was in a fraternity and
a lot of straight women truly feel like the reason why we are gay is because we had some type of homosexual experience as a child that turned us gay. They refuse to believe that there's a piece of dick out here that does not want them. And they get upset when they find a man who's attractive, who has his stuff together, who doesn't want anything to do with them because that's a piece of dick they'll never get to taste, they'll never get to have, and they get upset and they got to come up with all these conclusions as to why this man does not want what she has to offer. Like, bro, like, it's hard for them to really believe that some men out here don't want y'all, like, don't want them. Because to me, like I've told you guys many times, what can a woman offer me besides a child that a man can't offer me? The sex is better with the man. The relationship, the marriage is smoother, is more peaceful. We understand each other, we get each other. But these women refuse to believe anything else besides the fact that maybe they were touched and manipulated into being gay and just, they're confused and stuff like that. And it's nothing like that. I try to tell these bras they don't believe nobody. They just stick to their beliefs, calling people demonic, calling stuff demons. It's like, chill.
even if he was you know what? I even look at the Masons funny. I'm telling you, if your man is in a group of men, be leery about that. Watching love and hip hop, women shows. You know what? I don't watch love and hip hop. It's been years since I've even had cable, and I think I used to watch it when I had cable. But what has it changed now? Is it all about
Before she moves on to her next point, I just want to add this caveat. Because intimacy of any type is forbidden and frowned upon between men, I feel like that leads many men into engaging into homosexual acts, even if they're heterosexual, because society is telling them you should not have any form of intimacy with the man. But we know that we need intimacy with men. Like, people need to be intimate, some form of intimacy with male and female individuals. It doesn't always have to be sexual. But what we're telling men is you can't have any form of intimacy, including sexual intimacy with the man whatsoever. There's no touching, there's no emotional intimacy, there's no confiding in another man, there's no, you can't really have any form of attachment to another man at all if you want to be classified as a real man in the USA. And men are literally starved for intimacy with other men. They're starved for it. So they can find themselves having sex with men just to get that hit, just to feel it a little bit. Like, even though they may not be into it, we need to allow men to be themselves, and men to hug each other, kiss each other on the cheek, hold hands, be intimate, cuddle, hug, just be intimate, so they don't have all this frustration built up, and it leads to them having sex with each other if they're heterosexual. I'm not talking about gay people at this moment in time. I'm talking about DL people, heterosexual people. A lot of women don't understand male sexuality whatsoever. They don't get it. They don't understand that I believe 80% of men are bisexual. They can, they may choose to link up and be romantically involved with women, but they can have sex with pretty much a trans woman, a gay man, a queer man, a non-binary person, and still be considered heterosexual because it's just sex to them.
I don't know. What is it about love and hip hop and men watching? Because I heard some other folks talk about that. Men who watch love and hip hop. Is it a lot of gay interaction on love and hip hop these days? I know it wasn't there when I watched it years and years ago. It was in the beginning of it. But yeah, she has it on here. Men who watch love and hip hop shows. Okay. Got me on that one. if he always on and off and arguing with a homeboy? Well, when I first started dating the narcissist, him and his homeboy argued like women on the phone. And
I don't watch, as a gay man, I don't watch a lot of reality TV. I don't watch a lot of TV, period, because I'm always, my mind is about getting to the money, getting to the bag. How can I, achieve our goals and, what's my next move in life? I can see how if a man is overly invested in watching these reality TV shows where there's a lot of drama, a lot of fighting, that could be a sign that he is DL, but not really. It's like people are just people and they like what they like. We can't really group people together like that and just say, oh, they're all DL because they like watching reality TV shows and women's reality TV shows. What I will say is the general public has this idea that representation, queer representation in the media is making more people gay. And that's not true. Like, bro, like these people been gay. It's just society is now becoming accepting towards it. And they're feeling more comfortable coming out. But people been gay. We've been around here since the beginning of time. We're going to be here when time ends. Period.
I noticed that. I mean, they would fall out like a boyfriend and a girlfriend and just fall out for weeks and then come back together and then fall out, things like that. And I thought that was very, very odd. But again, I'm not thinking how, what would make me think that he was on the DL? Number one, I never knew anything about any DL. I didn't know anything about it. I thought you were either gay or not. You were outwardly gay or not. Never knew anything about these secreted, closeted gays. So these little things that he did, I just thought that they were silly, and overlooked it. But later on in the years as we dated, his homeboy had a couple of events. And he did take me to at least two of them. One event, the homeboy came over to talk to him, but kind of did me kind of flip it.
This is true. She hit the nail on the head with this one. Like, if your dude is always falling out with another dude, I'm talking about heterosexual couple now. If your dude is always falling out with another dude and they're arguing like, a married couple, then yeah, bro, they're smashing. They smash it for it. Like, you can almost feel the energy when two dudes have smashed each other. Like, you can feel it, like, because the vibe is different. Like, they begin to fight, they begin to argue, they begin to, like, the jealousy comes into play. That's how I know it's not just sex. It's just like, it's like you're tying yourself to a person when you have sex. I'm about to tell y'all something that I've never shared on this channel before. I've never shared this on this channel before. I'm about to say it right now. Y'all know my mom is homophobic. She has her beliefs about gay people, how we chose this lifestyle, how it's a sin, how it's an abomination, whatever she wants to call it. That's what she sticks to and that's what she believes. However, not only does she has a son who was born gay, me, but my mom is dating a man that is rumored to be bisexual. And I bring this up because he is known to argue with his male best friends. He has several male friends that he's always hanging out with, to fall out with them, argue with them, and just fight like a married couple. And I'd be telling her, Mom, like, I don't want nothing to do with this dude. Number one, because he's bisexual and he's making me look bad. And every time y'all fall out, you come to me with an attitude problem, condemning me for being openly gay when I'm not the one lying to women and lying to you and making you upset. Anyhow, but it's like, I'd be telling her, hey, look, this dude is bisexual. He's rumored to be bisexual. Why do you want to entertain this dude? Oh, because he's tall and he makes me feel safe, and we have a good time, we laugh and we joke. So how can you be homophobic towards your son and then turn around and date a bisexual man and want to be with a bisexual man? This is a man that is known to hang out in saunas for hours, gym saunas for hours. Bro, you and I as gay men, queer men, we know what that's about. We know what time it is. We know that vibe. And it's like, at this point, I refuse to have a conversation with old boy, because it's like, I know you. I know your type. And, you may be trying to push it up on my mom, but I've had too many experiences with these DL dudes having wives and girlfriends trying to get with me despite the fact that they know I have a husband. These dudes be sending me dick pics relentlessly. They be like all in my inbox. It's like, bro, just because you cheat on your girl does not mean I'm gonna cheat on my man. I'm not doing it, bro. So it's like, I agree with her. Falling out, constantly falling out with your homeboys, having movie nights with your homeboys, like what my mom's boyfriend is doing, having Friday night movie nights with a group of dudes at 50-something years old is not normal. It's not normal. And yeah, I know he's smashing these boys. I know he's going on vacation with groups of guys. I know they're smashing dudes out there in the Dominican Republic. Like, I know too much about how these dudes operate. These women don't know anything about male sexuality, but I know. And that's why I refuse to like talk to this dude. I refuse to entertain him whatsoever. I stay away from him because I know what time it is, and I can clock him. Like, I can clock that T. So it's like, I'm not trying to hear it, but she's right. She's right on this. I'm not trying to hear it, but she's right.
You know, he didn't really want to talk directly to me. He would talk to me and overlook me. You know, it was pretty obvious. And it was almost like, you know, a jealous woman. That's the way he was acting. The other occasion, I went to his home. By this time, the homeboy had married a woman, a very nice, beautiful woman. But, of course, the woman had the home. He just moved in. Okay? All right, here we go. Now, he, when I come on into his home and everything, he pretended that, here, I want to show you around the house. So he grabbed me. And I was like, you know, I'm trying to get to know who he is. You know, he's a friend of the man that I've been dating. Of course, you want to get to know him. So he's taking me around, and the way that he's doing it, he's not really telling me anything, just pointing out some flippant things like this. And he took me in this room and walked away and left me in there. Without saying anything, just walked out. So I'm saying, you know, I don't know these people. I don't know where, but I'm an empath and I can feel the energy. But during those days, I wasn't spiritual and I didn't really know what I was feeling. But it was an uncomfortable kind of energy. But because of him, I wanted to, to fit in. So anyway, and the ladies, they were all in their little group. So it was never an occasion that the ladies came and got me to be in their group. So, all right. Anywho, I didn't think much about it. But on that occasion, he did treat me twice like a jealous female. And I think I mentioned it to the guy that I was with. And he said, yeah, I spoke to him about that. I don't know why he acted like that. You understand? So, yeah.
Check this out. And I kid you not, bro. I have so many stories on this stuff. Like, life is ironic. Life is crazy. God, the universe, whatever you believe in, because, whatever you believe in, I'm fine with that. But I kid you not, it seems like these religious, overly religious, hateful, anti-LGBTQ plus women are finding themselves, having interactions with DL dudes, and they're getting ran through, lied to, run through the ringer, all the things. But my aunt, she's another religious, ultra-religious Christian. And I remember growing up, we were watching a movie, and it was, on that movie, two dudes were kissing, and she told us, hey, look, that's wrong, that's a sin, blah, blah, blah. So she got married, and after 9 or 10 years, whatever, they got a divorce. And the next dude she got with, he ended up being DL. Like, it came out that he was smashing one of his homeboys who was also married. So the two couples would be hanging out, doing their thing, just talking and, just doing what two couples do together, just having a good time. And one day, one of the dudes that was smashing my aunt's boyfriend, he got upset with the fact that my aunt moved in with his boyfriend, which is also her boyfriend. They moved in together. So he told my aunt's boyfriend, hey, look, I don't like this woman. I don't want her around, just being jealous about it. And guess what my aunt's boyfriend did? He kicked her out of the house randomly out of the blue one day and put all her stuff out on the street. crazy. We had to drive from Illinois to Texas to help her move her stuff back to Illinois because she had nowhere else to go because he kicked her out because the lover got jealous. The lover was not having it, and the two dudes had been smashing for years despite the fact that they were married, in relationships with women. So like, whatever you believe in, the hate that you put out, it's going to come back to you. Like, I truly believe one of the reasons why LGBTQ plus people exist is to get people to love in deeper ways. And when parents, aunts, relatives, friends refuse to love in a deeper way, it's going to come back to bite them in the form of being tricked by a DL person, being tricked by, coming to find out your husband is smashing dudes and he liked the dudes better than he liked you. This dude was willing to put my aunt out on the street for a dude he was not even in a relationship with. He was not married to. They were just smashing. That's how like good, and like, I'm trying to tell you women, that's how good the sex is. That's how strong the bond is between two men. Like, y'all don't understand it, but that's what it is. And a lot of y'all just need to learn y'all lesson and let go of y'all's hatred towards us openly gay men so that y'all can find a good man and live, comfortably with that good heterosexual man and not run into these DL dudes. Because, if y'all keep hating us, y'all gonna keep getting us. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah. And when I met this narcissist, his homeboy was about to get married. And guess who was the best man in the marriage? The man I was dating. He was his best man in this marriage with this woman, which is a farce because they had been sleeping together for years. Because when I met the narcissist, he told me they used to live together for years. That didn't mean anything to me. Young men, they're going through school, trying to make, they partner up together in an apartment and, pay half of it. But I did not think in my wildest dreams that they were together. You understand? See, all of this came out on my spiritual journey. When I was with him, I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to know it. But the signs were there. And even he introduced me to his favorite aunt. And she was a sweet woman. She was very nice. But unfortunately,
Say something. Once two dudes start smashing, it's a wrap. Ladies, it's a wrap for y'all. Because y'all know how good penis feels. And y'all don't have a prostate. Y'all G-spots are in y'all's vaginas, but our G-spots are in our anuses. And once a dude gets that first hit of that anal G-spot orgasm, it's a wrap for y'all. So once two dudes start smashing, they're not going to stop, bro. Unless they have to stop, unless they move away, they lose contact. But the sex is too good, it's too powerful. Like the orgasm is too powerful. It's something like they never had before. It's a full body orgasm. So when you have penetrative sex and you're the top, it's like, oh, you get the normal masturbation orgasm. But when you're the bottom and you orgasm, bro, I just did a video on why so many men become bottoms. And it's not because of like what that dude in that video was saying. It's because it feels very good. Like, we have a G-spot back there. Like, man, I was about to say some shit. Like, I was about to give y'all too much information about my marriage. But essentially, there's a lot of people that just with anal sex can have an orgasm. A lot of men just with anal sex can have an orgasm hands-free. Just straight up with penetration. Alone. Busting. That's how strong it is. And once you get that first hit, man, I just busted without no type of like penetration, no type of manual stimulation to my penis. It's a wrap.
In a month after I met her, she passed away. But the very first day that he took me to her home, and I spoke with her, and we got along fine and everything, and she looked up at him with me standing with me there. And I think there were other people in the room, I couldn't remember. But she says, if this one doesn't work out, then you need to try a man. And when she said that, much about it. You know what I'm saying? It was something that stuck in my mind for to be an odd thing for a favorite aunt to say, but it just didn't click. It just didn't click, ladies. And I'm telling you these stories because you can find yourself in the same situation. Your intuition is trying to tell you things, you see, and your spiritual guides are prompting other people to try to tell you things, and you're not catching on. You're not catching on. All right, let's look at this. Gossiping and talking about his friends behind their back. Well, I didn't have that because, I don't have time for gossip about, or anything like that. So if he gossiped and talked about, it wasn't with me. It was with somebody else. Talking on the phone for hours with another man outside of his family. Well, he didn't do that because I'm looking at him, but he was in that phone. He was in that phone 24/7. Even when he was sitting here with me, he was in his phone. So I don't know what was going on there. But no, he didn't talk on the phone while he was with me. He always hates
Straight men, heterosexual men, bro, they gossip more than women do. Just go to a barbershop. They gossip more than the gay dudes are gossiping. Like, they're just the same way. I don't think that's a sign that the dude is DL, but they do. They gossip. They're always talking about women and gays. That's all they talk about in the barbershop. Women, gays, and probably trans people. How much they don't like them. They cheating on their wives, cheating on their girlfriends. All, I'm telling you my secret. So when I start stepping out on my girl, don't tell nobody, you just hold my secret. But they always gossiping. So I don't think that's a sign of a dude being DL. That's just what they do. They gossip.
always hates and judges gay men with a passion. Yeah, he did. He did. He really bashed homosexuals. And it was a funny thing, too. I remember, in hindsight, you can remember a lot of things. And also, when I met him, he was a football coach. Check this out. A football coach. Young, impressionable men. He had access to them every day, doing the football practice, whatever it was. So there was one.
That's a big one, bro. They be hating us because we live out and proud. We live our truth, and they don't, and they can't, and they refuse to, and they don't. Like, it's hard to watch a dude be so strong and courageous, watch our community be so strong and courageous, and live the life that they desperately want to live with the man, but they can't because they lack the courage, they lack the tenacity in the fight. That's why I tell y'all, bro, we are superhuman. We are X-Men because we can brave so much more than the average straight person can brave. These straight people be folding over what their parents want them to do in college. Like, they refuse to even go to their parents and say, hey, I don't want to go get this college degree. They refuse to tell their parents, hey, I don't want to get married. I don't want this job. Like, basic stuff they refuse to stick up for and be themselves and fight, just to be themselves. But we've been doing this shit since we were kids, bro. Like, fighting for who we are since we were kids. That's how I know they can't touch us. They don't have the strength to live this life.
So there was one day that he picked me up or whatever, and he had this young man in the back seat. And it was something strange about the young man. He wasn't, my intuition told me the young boy was gay. I don't know why. I don't know him. I don't know I don't know anything. But I just had a sense that the young man was gay. But my resistance would not put it together that he had been with this young man. My senses would not put it together. I let it go. You see? Things like that. That's what you need to be, your eyes open. And do all of this ladies, before you get intimate with these people. Check them out thoroughly. All right, here's some more. And if he only dates white girls, which my ex is married to now, a gay man told me this one.
That reminds me of a story. Like, growing up, I was an athlete. I was a very good athlete. I've always been athletic. And Bro, like I had some fine coaches, football, basketball, track and field, cross country. I had some fine coaches. There was this basketball coach when I was in like, I think middle school or high school. I think his name was like Coach K, a black dude. Bro, this dude had the biggest ass I've ever seen in my life. Even to this day, dude was thick. Like girls would be all over him because he was thick. Like, and I know a couple dudes had to be like, dang, like that dude was thick. And one time, like I realized like I caught this dude in the shower. And nothing happened, but I just went to his office and he was in the shower and whatnot. But it's like, man, had I been of age, I would have pushed up on that dude and be like, man, like what's up, like because bro, like even to this day, it just like it sticks in my mind how thick that dude was, and it didn't make no sense. Like some of these straight dudes be having all this ass, and it's like, bro, like you got all that ass, and you not putting it to no type of use. Like you're not gonna put it out there for no type of use, and it's like y'all wasting it. So it's like, yeah, like her mentioning coaches reminded me of my experience with coaches. I did have a coach that I came out to, a history teacher who was also a coach. He was the first man I came out to when I was like 17 in high school, and he was fine. His name was James. That was a white dude. He was fine. He had a fat ass. He had a fat ass too, but not fatter than that black dude, Coach K, from middle school. But he had a fat ass. He used to pick me up. After school, we used to go on runs together, and it's like he was, these are both heterosexual men, but I used to be like, damn, I wish you were gay, like I wish you were queer, and I wish I was of age, and like, because how you be fantasizing as a teenager, as a child. But I ran across some coaches with some fat asses. I ran across some fine ass coaches that I would have definitely pushed up on, had I been older, because I feel like a lot of these dudes would go. They would go.
Running through as many women as possible sexually. Well, let's look at this. If they are a narcissist, it's only supply. Has nothing to do with them being on the DL, because they don't even like women. DL men prefer men, not women. Narcissists hate women and want to destroy women. So, and they need the supply. The sexual energy is huge supply for the narcissist. Okay, so that's about running through many women.
I want to say is that this lady don't know what she's talking about when it comes to that. If a man is hypersexual, and I know there's some experience, if a man is hypersexual and wherever there's a lot of women, there's a few men and a few trans women too. That's how it is with these men. That's how male sexuality works. They don't care. At a certain point, they don't care who they get it from as long as they get it. It doesn't make them a narcissist. That's how they operate sexually. When I was 21, I used to work in a hospital cafeteria while I was, going through college. And I met a dude who was also working there. And, he was hypersexual. He was a big, stocky, black dude, good looking, beard, like just decked out, muscled out. Like this dude was good looking. Like he had it. And a lot of straight dudes, they like to confide in me and they tell me their secrets they don't tell anybody else. But anyhow, he ended up telling me that he messed around with a man one time. He was the top, the dude was the bottom back in, when he was a little bit younger. And he told me about the experience for him, how basically he couldn't orgasm, but the dude that he was topping, he had a good time. And I was asking him, hey Brian, like I'm calling Brian, hey Brian, like would you ever do it again, like what do you think about it? He said probably not. I tried it once and I'm good on it. Now I'm just sticking with females. And he kept complaining or just telling me about how dudes are trying to get him to join their clubs, and swingers were trying to get him to to tap in and just have sex with the couples and whatnot, and he wasn't with it. But he offered to show me his dick pic on his phone. And at first I said no, but remember you guys, I'm single and I was like 19, 20 at this time, 19, 20, 21 at this time. But eventually I was like, yeah, let me see it. You keep saying that your dick is big, then let me just see it. Like you keep bragging about it, let me see it. And he refused to let me see it, so I just left it alone after that. But yeah, like hypersexuality in a man, is a clue that a man is having sex. He can be heterosexual, but he could be also, there's a strong possibility he's also having sex with men and trans women because they don't care where they get it from as long as they get that nut and they move on.
That's many women. All in women's businesses and jealous of women. If you let them in your business, they'll take it and destroy it. Now, if you're talking about what women are doing and that kind of thing, usually outwardly gay men are like that, not DL men. Because remember, DL means down low. DL means in the closet. DL means I'm going to show that I'm a real man with no cracks. But when I go in the closet, I'm going to be in my feminine energy. You understand? So they're not going to be outwardly acting like a woman, not a DL man. When you see subtle signs,
I don't feel like if a dude is all in women's business, that makes him DL or whatnot. I just have to laugh at this because I don't believe that. I just feel like, maybe he's just nosy. Maybe he just wants to know what you're doing. I have so many story times, bro, with straight dudes telling me their gay experiences that they've had in the past. I have so many stories. I wish I had time to tell y'all, but I'm talking about bad dudes, fine ass dudes, like dudes that were 9s and 10s coming up to me randomly. Of course we were friends, but they would divulge to me, hey, like I did this and this with a dude, and I'm always willing to listen and never judge them, and that's why I think they felt comfortable telling me. But bad dudes, like dudes that 9s and 10s having sex with dudes, and like women just don't know, So excuse me, I got a text message. Give me just a moment. All right, but yeah, let's continue.
that he hates women, his mom. Yeah, if he's a narcissist, not necessarily a DL man. A DL man can love his mother. He just likes the sensation of being with a man more than being with a woman. You see, there's a difference. A narcissist.
Oh, I forgot what I want to say. Maybe the reason why a lot of these women don't know how to identify a DL man is because the DL man is showing them one thing, showing them a fake reality, but when they come to us, they're showing us the real thing, the real deal. And if a man hates his woman hates his mother, is not because he's DL, it's because his mother was probably abusive. We'll just leave it at that. Like, children just don't hate their parents for no reason. The parent did something, whether it's they neglected them, they said something, did something, hurt them, refused to apologize, or just a bad parent altogether. That's why they dislike their parent. Disliking your mother does not mean you're DL or that you automatically hate all women. It's just like you have a problem with your mother, and you see the fallacy in the female mentality, in the modern female behavior, and you're not here for it.
Narcissist hates everybody, plus his mother. Okay? So a narcissist is out to destroy women. But the narcissist is also getting supply. The narcissist is on the DL because, you don't want people to know that he's a narcissist or on the DL. But this is a demon. I don't believe that every man who's on the DL is a narcissist. I'm going to make a distinction between that. I don't see how that goes together, because a DL man is just a man who has experienced this sexual activity and enjoys it. Now, he can't have it all the time, but on occasion, when he and his God...
I'm going to stop it there. I don't think a DL man is just a man who has experienced homosexual activity and enjoys it. There's more to people. There's more to their story. You can't just paint them with a broad brush and call it whatever you want to call it. In my mind, they are, probably gay men, bisexual men who just don't feel comfortable, who want to be with a man, but just don't want to face the stigma and the backlash that comes with that. So they choose to, link up with females, have relationships with females, but they still have a desire to want to smash dudes, and that's just all it is, Yeah, man, like it's crazy out here. I got so many stories of DL dudes I know. Um, Once again, nines and tens that I found out were having sex with dudes. Man, I keep getting text messages. I'm so sorry, you guys. Um, so many stories I could tell you guys. I'm trying to be respectful of my husband with these stories though, because I don't want to give out too much information and disrespect him. But it's like I'm used to this stuff, and that's why I kind of like keep my distance from these dudes once they start divulging their secrets to me, because I know what's coming next, and what's coming next is the proposition. Hey bro, like you wanna link up and smoke. Hey bro, you wanna do X, Y, and Z with me, and I can't, bro, because I know what you're about. I can't do it because I can't sabotage my vows with my husband. So that's just how I feel about it. But what do you guys think? When it comes to DL dudes, what do you guys think? Do you think this old lady has hit the nail on the head when it comes to identifying a DL dude? Do you think that women in general just don't know how to identify DL dudes and we as queer men are better? Let me know in the comments below. But once again, happy Pride Month, you guys. Thank you all for the love and support. I'm going to be launching some new stuff, hopefully this month or next month, but I hope you guys support it. It's going to be pretty dope. Yeah, just thank you guys so much for the love. I greatly appreciate it. I'm hoping to collaborate with a few of y'all. My email address, if you want to collaborate or you have some type of business interest with me, my email address is on my channel's homepage in the description section. So you'll see my Gmail account, my Gmail email address. Hit me up. I'll respond. A few of you guys have invited me to pride parties, and if I'm around, I'll attend. If not, then I won't. But just thank you for the love. I appreciate it, because once again, I've been on YouTube since 2018. I took a 2-year break because my channel wasn't moving. Like, I was stuck at 400 subscribers for many years. It wasn't until this year that I revamped my channel, restarted my channel, and now I'm able to monetize it. Now it's growing like crazy. But it's like, I appreciate you guys honoring my labor of love, because man, like, I quit my job to start a YouTube channel, and for having not to work out, I felt so defeated. I felt so low. And thank you guys for lifting me up. Just give me another chance. I appreciate it. All right, you guys, that's all I got for today. Happy Pride Month. Enjoy you guys as your weekend, your weekday. Get to this money, get to this paper. Take care. Peace.